Welcome everybody. Can you hear? Is the sound okay? Good. Excellent. Perfect. Good. That's fine. So we're having this webinar, just launching the last week of the EVO sessions that we had on professional development regarding business English. So my name is Viola. I am based in Uruguay, South America, and I've been in the area of business English for, 25 years more or less. So I'm very happy to be here and to be able to share ideas and insights with all of you, and then with some more of you in the Google Plus community. Okay, so during these weeks you were looking at different areas of business English. For instance, last week you looked at coaching, training and coaching, and what coaching is. And today, and we're starting today, we're going to look at how we can design our development plan, okay, how we want to develop. But it's not that I'm going to tell you how to do it, because there's no recipe. It's something that we discover ourselves. The objective of today's webinar is to help you take ownership of your own development and see different paths, how you can do it, to make your own decisions and to create a plan that you are happy with. So, I know, for instance, haven't you ever felt when you were working that maybe you were kind of stuck in your positions, in your profession? Have you ever felt like that? Okay. Good. So, again, as I told you, what we are going to do today is the following. This is not about me telling you what to do, but it's maybe just trying to guide you through some kind of reflection. So based on what we reflect on, what we think about, we can plan a path for ourselves. So, I'll give you some minutes. It's very common that sometimes, especially when we are in teaching, and even though we tend to interact with other professionals in the field, we get isolated. Sometimes we get frustrated. Sometimes we feel that we are not moving forward. So the idea is to see how we can change the situation. So first of all, I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay? These are the questions. Have you ever felt stuck in your profession? Why did you feel like that? How did it affect your way of working? How did it affect you personally? How do you think this affected the people you were working with? Have you ever felt your profession was truly inspiring, interesting? What caused you to feel that? How did this feeling affect you and the people around you? Okay, so maybe moments in which you felt you were stuck, and then moments in which you felt actually inspiring, happy. But what we are going to do, give me a sec because I'm looking for some music. As I told you, the idea is to reflect on these questions. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes for you just to take your time to think about the questions in depth, to really breathe and think about them. I'm gonna play 2 short pieces of music. They last 5 minutes. So during those 5 minutes, if you want, you can take notes on a piece of paper, or you can open a Word document and you can take notes about that. Don't type in the text chat. And when we finish those 5 minutes, then we can share some of the reflections, if you want to, in the text chat. Yeah? Is that okay? Is that clear? Just tell me yes in the text so I know. Great. Okay. Good. So take a piece of paper or open a Word document, whatever you want. There you have the questions. Let me check. Here I have the songs. Okay. So I'm going to play these two songs. They last 5 minutes. And we're going to have those 5 minutes just to reflect on this. So you don't get distracted with my movements. I'm going to pause my camera just for these minutes. Okay? Well, let's go. Okay. Welcome back. Okay, so I know it's kind of difficult sometimes to do these kind of activities through the internet because it's weird sometimes when you're in silence in front of a computer. But well, this is the tool we have, and I think it's a good opportunity to share among people with many different parts of the world. So great, let's do this. I hope you have time to reflect on the questions. Okay, Halim, I'm sorry about that. Okay, you can, if that happens to any of you, because we're going to do another activity with more music, and if the music is distracting for you, then you just can press in the speaker icon that you have, so you can mute your speakers and you're in silence. So, well, first, thank you that you started sharing the ideas. Yes, maybe we can start sharing first when we felt stuck and why. The questions about when we felt stuck, and then we can share about when actually we were truly inspiring and interesting, because this is our main focus. Okay. Thank you. I don't know how you pronounce your name, Gevorgian. Really sorry. Okay. Rosanna. Okay, Rosanna. Well, you never felt stuck in your profession. That's excellent. So you're inspired by teachers, when you have results, when you see students' progress, when you see students themselves evaluate their progress. Who else wants to share? Are very appreciative, and this makes teaching worthwhile. I know I'm helping people. Great. When I have communication problems with my school and I feel the system is too rigid. Okay. Okay, begin with reading of trainees when the culture is close to me. Great. Would you like to share when you felt more inspired? When you really, I don't know, what caused you to feel really inspiring, interesting, and that your profession was worldwide? Okay, Ron, so after 12 years there, good. Your old job, Alan, control of your marketing for new classes, and it was difficult to implement control of homework too. Okay. And they didn't attend when they were busy, so that was frustrating. Okay, Dylan, that's very common. Sometimes we feel frustrated because we don't feel supported when we want to make some changes. Okay, when you feel inspired, when your students are successful and reach their goals. Great. You know this before the start when I was teaching, always the same thing, year after year. Totally understand. Burnout. Okay. Great. Would you like to share now, everybody, when you really felt truly inspiring and interesting about what you're doing? Your profession was inspiring. You felt inspired. Networking with people who really care about the profession and have passion is inspiring to me. Great, Grace. I agree with you. When you became a trainer, Carmen, would you like to explain a little bit more about that? Okay. Quite often after sharing ideas at the webinars, training. Good, Lucy. Okay, so you like sharing. That's what you feel inspired. Dylan, when your actions facilitate a change in the behavior or mindset of my students or training teachers. That's excellent, Dylan. Yeah, because you feel you are making a change, you are helping people change. That's important. Okay, Ron, when you join BESIG, that happened to me as well, Ron. Alacanada, sorry, when you... Okay, it was too fast. Which is your personal goal? I lost some of them, sorry, because they're... Okay, you're typing a lot, and that's good, because you're sharing. Let me see. Alacanada, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. When you face challenges and able to rise above the challenges, that's very important. When you face challenges, I love challenges as well. Francesca, sharing activities. Oksana, inspired going to your first BESIG conference. Yeah, it happened the same to me. Carmen, okay, you realized that you could offer more and you became a leader. Excellent. Mercedes, when I didn't focus on the money. Okay, yeah, that's important. Alan, when I saw other trainings giving students a chance and managing the motivation to motivate and support them. Start when working with a language company, they were imposing many restrictive rules, inspiring and inspired since they started your own business, playing according to your own rules. Okay, good. Francesca, when I take part to training courses, so when I am mindful and treat students as individuals rather than a group. Designing business English courses, Ron. Your first IATEFL workshop, Ron. Great. Excellent. Some ideas that we are getting from here, okay? Of course, this is very personal. Maybe what is inspiring for one people is not inspiring for others, but some common ground here. Doing teacher development, okay. When my learners or teacher trainees start taking control of their learning development, removing their stabilizers, okay, Dylan, great. So I can see certain things in common, for instance, sharing. Sharing is, this is sharing, also sharing when you deliver a workshop or when you participate in a conference or in a course, you're sharing, you're learning, exchanging, so it's very common. Other people also mentioned when they could make their own decisions, because that maybe depends, becoming freelance, but also depends maybe if you feel that you can make your own decisions in your place of work, that's very important as well. So you can, okay, when you motivate other people, excellent. Yeah, Grace, sharing, good, nice. Okay, because actually development means change, means growth. So I think that professional development is becoming the best professional you can be and you want to be. So, and it's something that you should rely on your inner resources for change. It's about your personal awareness, the awareness of yourself, your context, what you can do, taking ownership and changing. So you can recognize your past experiences, how they benefited you. Especially, I think we need to focus on what really we value, what is inspiring for us, what motivates us. And based on that, look for new goals, new objectives, and see how we can achieve them. Because actually it's a self-reflective process. It's something that we do on an ongoing basis. It's not something that we just do once and we are done. It's ongoing. Great. I'm going to ask you, let me get rid of this other. I'm going to ask you some more questions. Okay? Because this is something about thinking about your own professional experience up to now. Okay? We were sharing that, but now more specific things. Okay? something that really influenced you during your development. So here we have these questions now. And we're going to do the same procedure, let's say. We're going to read the questions. We're going to have just 3 minutes. I'm going to play some music. If some of you feel that the music is distracting, you can mute the speakers. And then we are going to share. So the questions are, can you think about landmark moments in your professional development? Really landmark moments, okay? Really important moments. Think about how you got there, what triggered them, okay? So we're not going to share now. First, again, take time, think, and write as much as you can about that, okay? Because this is about your past, what really makes you tick, and what are your drivers, okay? Great. So I'm gonna play this song, and we have 3 minutes to think about that, okay? And then we share. Okay, great. We already have some comments. So now, if you would like to share your experiences, what your landmark moments were. We have here that Mercedes from Argentina saying about when she related, when she first gave her presented at a conference and when she won the IATEFL scholarship. To present with an international audience. Francesca for European projects. I got the landmark by planning projects and taking courses all over Europe. Get in touch with different people, triggered by this fantastic opportunity of sharing and comparing and how these actions grow in your mind. Nice. Happy to be a teacher. Lucy, while I was working in a language school in Prague, being surrounded by true professionals, going to your first teachers conference, building your PLN, joining BESIG, Rob, because the meeting host is Rob. Ron, going back to university to do your PhD, hard work, and focusing on your personal goals, and surrounding myself with support network of positive people. Here you got a scholarship to study an MA in applied linguistics in the UK. Stay here. Skitan, tech woman, I must be here among my online colleagues. Gray Halima, Michael, was the direct work situation that led me to desire to pursue a master's degree in order to be more able to and qualified to get a better job. Catherine, finishing your cert. Okay. So, and giving your first workshop at BESIG conference. First intercultural training. Alan, your master's degree, becoming a SIG coordinator, your new job. Camelia, your CELTA course, training in Cambridge to teach business English. Your first IATEFL conference. The first time I worked as a teacher trainer, I wasn't sure so it was for me, but it's really rewarding, and you got excellent feedback. Christine, when you defended your PhD, became an assistant professor. Beck and Kai, PhD student, defended her thesis. Your post-graduation paper. Excellent. So we have a lot of landmark moments in our professional development. Great. Good. Okay. I'm going to explain something about appreciative inquiry. Very briefly, because it's not the idea of today's webinar to go in depth into that. Lourdes, when you design a course for colleagues and put it into practice when you got your degree, each time student tells me that they could get a scholarship or could participate in a meeting. Okay, also you feel that those moments are also when you empower somebody else. That's good. Okay, actually appreciative inquiry is the study and exploration of what gives life to human systems when they are at their best. It's an organization or personal development methodology based on the assumption that inquiry into and dialogue about strengths, successes, values, hopes, and dreams is in itself transformation. And it's a tool for human and professional development. And it is done, is missing, through the 4D cycle: discovery, dream, design, and destiny. Okay, Grace also designed to become a speaker. I'm talking about this because actually appreciative inquiry is based on our strength, on our successes, and based on that we can build the future. We can imagine a better future for us, for the world, for our institution, for our group, and we can develop there. So this is based on this is conducted through a 4D cycle, and this is the 4D cycle: discovery, dream, design, and destiny. That's why the institute I founded many years ago is called, as you can see here, here, well, anyway, I cannot move the arrow. 4D is for the 4D cycle. Okay, so actually this is a process that it is done in different sessions, and in different, maybe it could be done through different months over a period of time. We do that every 5 years at 4D, our institute. So now we are doing just something very briefly, but for instance, these questions were thought for the discovery phase, okay? Just to think about ourselves, our strengths, what gives us life, okay? This is just something very short, but it's very interesting to learn about this methodology for many different purposes. Here you have, when in the poll we say some links, I added a link, for instance, on the slides of a presentation I gave some time ago talking about what appreciative inquiry is. So if you press on where it says appreciative inquiry, a new window will open with the slides from that presentation. And the second one is how, for instance, at 4D we used actually in the past how we designed some business English learning experiences with the appreciative inquiry cycle. Okay. Then, if you want to learn more about that, you can send me an email, and I'll be more than happy to share more material. Okay, I'm going to write my basic email here. Okay, because today we cannot go in depth about that, but it's very interesting because it's based, so important because it's based on our strength as people and as organizations and as group of people. And this is a nice community of business English trainers, right? So now we're going to try to do, we went through the discovery phase, we shared that. We're going to do just something simple about the dream phase. And this is a time, I'm going to, okay, here you have the slides. The dream phase is a time to think big. Big. There are no restrictions. The sky is the limit. It's a time to think out of the box. Okay? New ideas. No? Feel free. It's a time to think out of the boundaries of what has been in the past. Okay? We have our past, but this is our foundation, but we can think out of those boundaries. It's a time to challenge the status quo. It's a time to create excitement. So now, what I want you to do, give me a second because I'm Again, I know this is difficult maybe to do it online, but we're not trying to do it. I wanted to take some minutes. I'm playing again some music. If you can, close your eyes for a minute and imagine this is the year 2020. First, before imagining that, just based on all the conversations you had during these weeks, and all the questions we shared, I ask you, and all the exchanges we share here, but especially all the things you share during these weeks. Pay attention to that, whatever inspires you the most. And now picture the year 2020. You have to close your eyes and think about, okay, where you are. What are you doing? Who are you with? Okay? Think about a very positive moment in the year 2020. And we're thinking about our professional lives, right? And then you can draw, you can make a drawing, you can write something again on a piece of paper or on a Word document, but please, so you can keep that image for you, okay? So you don't need to lose that. So I'm gonna play again some music for some minutes. Think about that, breathe deep, picture yourself in the future, in your professional future, and write some conclusions or write the image or draw the image you have. Okay? Is everything okay? Is clear? Do you have questions? Just type yes or no. Any questions? No? A question? You have a question? Francesca? No questions. Okay. Okay. Great. So, if any of you would like to share how you saw your future, the image you got, that's great. If you don't want to share, that's personal, no problem. Okay, Ron. So Christine there was writing about to become an ECML member. Sorry, I'm not sure I know what ECML is. Then Lucy went also to get a Delta. Ron to be the market leader in business sector for Germany. But I don't need to stay healthy, so we're highly integrated international teacher training. So far, so good. Okay, Rob. Okay, so you would like to see a big that you need to hire everybody. Okay. Your CELTA, more workshops. Your own teacher training center, Carmen, excellent. Okay, let's see if somebody else wants to share. Alan, running your own private business English course with the Plan Asian Business English Group here in the department. Excellent. Anita, anything more or less concrete? I have vague ideas when I think of it. Okay, that's fine. An online language training company. Excellent. Great. Let's see if somebody else wants to share. Get enough trainees at my teaching center so somebody else can do the marketing. Okay. Great, Dylan. Certification. Saltada, regardless. Okay. Suggestions for everybody. Like case studies where to spend one's time because it's good. Okay. Well, I'm going to share a little bit my story with you. at least my development story, my professional development story with you. And I want to tell you that actually becoming part of the IATEFL BESIG community was a life changer in my life, in my professional life. Lourdes, I picture myself living in Uruguay, actually helping Venezuelan English teachers to grow professionally. Good. Actually, I'm going to just tell you my story. 11 years ago, I wanted to deliver a talk at the BESIG conference, but I didn't have enough money. I live in Uruguay, South America. I couldn't go to Europe to present it. So I wrote an email to the coordinator at the time, explaining my situation and asking if I could present online. And he talked to the organizers, the local organizers, and found that I could do it through this same platform, the Adobe Connect platform, and that was 11 years ago. Since then, I've been delivering talks at the IATEFL BESIG annual conference, mostly online. But during these years, I've been part of the BESIG online team. I've been also a member of the committee, and we did a lot of things. We've been doing it. We organized simulcasts of the conference, online workshops, online debates. We also organized lesson plan competitions. We designed online courses for IATEFL BESIG. We selected applicants for different scholarships. Actually, we endeavored a lot of things. And in 2011, I won the IATEFL BESIG Facilitator Scholarship to attend IATEFL, and that was my first IATEFL conference, and it was amazing. And then in 2016, I attended my first ever IATEFL BESIG annual conference in Munich, and really being part of this community has given me the opportunity to work with committed professionals who are experts in their fields. It has given me the chance not only to get to know not really information, but also best practices and the way we work. They enrich my career a lot. It's amazing. Attending conferences and webinars give me the experience of working online with different technologies, fostering my presentation skills and experience, and interaction in virtual environments. I know the possibility of being in contact with this community of over 4,000 members, of course, has naturally expanded my network on an international level, and it opened me many doors. So I think I feel part of a truly innovative and global community of business English teachers. So here, when it says some links, it says IATEFL BESIG Facilitator Scholarship and IATEFL BESIG First Annual Conference. These are blog posts I wrote at that time. One was in 2011 and the other one in 2016. Just if you want to learn a little bit more about how I felt at that moment. So this is something really I truly recommend, becoming part of IATEFL BESIG. There in those links you can find about all the benefits of becoming members. You get newsletters, business issues that they're published 3 times a year. You have access to tons of an archive of a lot of information and presentations of different workshops and material, reduced fees for the conference, reduced fees for the IATEFL BESIG annual conference, chance to win scholarships, I don't know, and then you have discounts for different trainings. If many of you were saying about you would like to take on maybe more certification or different courses, if you become an IATEFL BESIG member, you have discounts in many of them. So this is something really, for me at least, that I live maybe in South America. It gave me the opportunity of interacting with professionals all over the world. And that has really enriched me a lot from many different points of view. So I suggest that. Well, so rounding up, I'm going to explain to you what we are going to do this week. Okay? So this is the plan. Monday, that is tomorrow. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know why I have this. Okay. During these weeks, you've been having conversations about differences and similarities about general English and business English, intercultural communication and intercultural competence, developing your skills as a business English trainer and coach. So, what I want you to do tomorrow, having in mind all these conversations you had, all these exchanges with so many people, and keep in mind the image of the future, okay? This future that you want to achieve, what you draw during this webinar. Reflect, so the task is to reflect on what you have learned, not only from the facilitator, but also from all the participants that have been sharing their ideas. Think about what you found more relevant or what inspired you the most, what you would like to develop further, and what ideas or plans you have regarding those issues, and share them in the Google Plus community. So the task for tomorrow, don't do any other task. Just reflect, keep on reflecting, and share your reflections. Ideas to share, for instance, if coaching, something about coaching you really like and you would like to, and you think it's important for your professional life, or whatever about intercultural, I don't know, any of the issues that we discussed, the conversations you had during these weeks, or the image of the future, share that in the Google community. Thanks, Ron, for sharing the group. Then, I want to show all the tasks that we have for the week. But just please do them in order. Tuesday and Wednesday, what you have to do, you have to read other participants' Monday comments, okay? So don't comment tomorrow. Tomorrow just think about yourself, okay? It's just about you. Then you have Tuesday and Wednesday to read other comments, give them input. Maybe you can give them idea. Oh, you would like to do this. Maybe you can do this or that. Or maybe you see you have some areas that are in common and you can complement each other. You can say, oh, you would like to do, oh, me too. So maybe we can do something together. Okay? So what you need to do is to find ways in which you can support each other or in which you can create or build something together. Okay? So the idea is to create synergies among ourselves, right? So first, we need to reflect about ourselves. That is tomorrow. Tuesday and Wednesday, take your time, read all the comments, and make comments on that, make suggestions, or maybe find ways of working together. Make a plan. Well, maybe we can do this together. Okay? Then on Thursday, I'm going to share some clips from different business English professionals in which they share their development or they share tips, what they think is useful. And again, based on the previous ideas, reflect on that. Maybe you get new ideas. So share them in the community. Okay? And read other participant comments. And on Friday, let's try to round up. Okay? We are going to make a plan. Sorry, I forgot. On Thursday, you need to make a plan for the year. Based on all this, make a plan for this year. Okay? You want to get there. You love that. So how are you going to achieve it? And if you found somebody in the community and you plan to do something together, make a plan together. I know, maybe with somebody from Ukraine, somebody from a country next to you or a country pretty far away. It doesn't matter. If you want to make a plan together, plan it together. And on Friday, the final task is to share your plans. And share your plan and how you're planning to implement it, either by yourself or with somebody, because maybe you found somebody in the community and that would be great. And of course, share your conclusions after these 5 weeks. Okay. Is this clear? Do you have any questions? I'm going to share the Google Plus community. Give me a sec. But any questions regarding the task? These tasks are written in the wiki. So, do you have the link of the wiki to share? Because if you can share and I'm going to share the Google Plus community. Okay, let me see. Give me a second. Okay, this is the Google Plus community. And Suana has just shared the wiki where you have all the tasks written. So because you don't need to remember them, you can read them. In a second, I'm going to put the hyperlink. Okay, here you have, and week 5. Crystal clear. Great. Any questions? Here you have a question. Suan is saying certificate for participation over 5 weeks and comments on each other post. Musta Cushion, sorry my pronunciation. For non-native speakers of English to be a business English trainer, there are a lot. You can find some of them also on the BESIG website. There's an online certification for business English trainers. You can check the BESIG website for that. Any other question? No questions? Okay. Great. So, thank you very much. Thank you, Sue. Thanks, everybody, and thanks all the support from the online team that is here. Thank you very much. And I'll see you online, discussing and sharing our ideas and our plans and how we can complement each other in the community. This is a time to think big, remember, and plan something good for us. Great. Thank you, everybody. Okay. See you. I'm going to post the recording that now.